Welcome to the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, your trusted source for expert guidance on aging safely and independently. Whether you're a caregiver, a family member, or a senior looking to stay secure at home and beyond, we've got you covered. From fall prevention and home modifications to financial safety and scam awareness, we provide practical tips to help you or your loved ones live with confidence. Tune in and empower yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate the challenges of aging. Let's make safety simple.
Hello everyone, this is Esther Kane. Welcome back to the Senior Safety Advice Podcast. This is episode 14. In this episode, we're going to talk about the benefits of lifelong learning and, why it's so important to continue doing that or to start doing that as you grow older. There's no doubt that keeping your mind active can help you emotionally and, cognitively and even sometimes physically, because you may have to engage in a physical activity in order to learn whatever it is you're learning. It could be anything from bowling to pickleball to fly fishing, anything at all. So, all right. Well, before I go into it, feel free, of course, to subscribe to our podcast channel. Every subscription that we get helps us to, target more seniors, more older adults who can benefit from our years of experience in caring for seniors. All right. So why does lifelong learning matter? Well, as I said, one of the most significant benefits of continuing education is its positive impact on cognitive health. It's natural. Some people may say it's not, but for the most part, it is very natural that as we age, our brains can benefit greatly from regular mental stimulation. So learning new things helps to create new neural connections. It helps to improve memory and especially enhance problem-solving skills, which is something that tends to decline as you get older. I always say the first signs of being a true senior are losing reasoning and judgment, and that has to do with all the problem-solving skills. So keeping your cognitive health up and active and working is extremely important. Mental exercises can potentially delay cognitive decline and reduce the risk of conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's. The other benefit, or another benefit, is emotional well-being. Lifelong learning isn't just good for your brain, it's good for your emotional health too. You're taking classes. It could be classes with younger adults. That's always stimulating, although sometimes scary. But when you get involved in other demographics besides your own, you can definitely feel stimulated and excited. And it's so fascinating to see how younger adults approach a problem or what they're questioning. And it's wonderful when they can actually put aside their ego and turn around and use you as a source of information. Sometimes you get some young people like that. Taking classes and learning new skills, of course, can boost your mood because you're mentally stimulated and physically sometimes. It can increase your self-esteem simply because you're learning something new and you're challenging yourself to learn something new. And nowadays, with so many things going to computers and being computerized, especially with AI, then it just makes sense that we all have to, we're all going to be learning till the day we die, because life is not going to be the same day to day from now on for a very long time. That's my opinion. Tell me what you think. But it also provides, as part of the emotional well-being, it also provides a renewed sense of purpose, which is so very important as you're getting older. Besides just sitting and reading, and not that reading isn't bad, I read a lot, but if that's all you're doing, and having lunch and breakfast and watching TV and reading, then you're not challenging yourself. You're not getting yourself out there to do something interesting and different. And it's also an extremely excellent way to combat feelings of boredom, loneliness, emptiness that often accompanies retirement. I've had several friends who have begun the retirement process, and that first year, the second year is extremely difficult because they didn't quite plan for it, or they thought they planned for it, and they weren't sure what they were doing anymore. They didn't have a goal or a task or anything to keep them active. So enrolling in any kind of lifelong learning type of thing is an excellent, excellent choice. Another benefit is social engagement. A lot of times you can go attend classes, and even if you can't physically go to attend classes, or there aren't any classes in your area, there's certainly a lot of online programs. My sister lives in an area in Orlando where she belongs to 3 online book clubs. She loves that. And then she also belongs to some lunch groups and some women's groups. And so she gets out with those, but then she also has the online, and the online, of course, has women from all over the country. And she finds that, of course, very stimulating. There's so many learning opportunities for learning that, I think I've repeated that twice, that involve group settings. It's a great way to meet new people, to form new connections. And we all know that as you get older, it's more difficult. Just seems harder and harder to make friends, to make true friends. You can make acquaintances, people that know you, your neighbors, but you don't have that connection of longtime friends that you have with your real friends. This social aspect, the aspect of creating these new friendships and getting out and being in groups, is extremely important for emotional well-being. And again, it can also help to combat isolation, loneliness, and boredom. Now, adaptability and empowerment is something that is also a great benefit. As I said before, in this age of computers and programming and artificial intelligence and everything changing and evolving at such an incredibly rapid pace, it's difficult to keep up. Just when you got the hang of email, texting came out. Just when you get the hang of that, voice connections came out. And I don't even know what's coming up next. Rosie the robot would be nice, but who knows when that's going to happen. But having adaptability and empowerment over your life, control over the things that are happening around you, be it financial statements with your financial planner, anything to do with attorneys or your accountant or even your physician. Physicians now, all doctors' offices seem to have this portal that you go to, and all your forms are there. Picking up the phone and calling the nurse and getting information is almost bygone by now. They just immediately send you to the portal, and you have to get to the portal and pull up your own information and so on. So all of that takes adaptability to learn that, to overcome any fear that you may have. I have a friend who won't even touch a computer mouse. She says it makes her nervous. But the truth is, she can't do anything because almost everything nowadays is online. So learning to do everything, smartphones, and God knows they're always changing, right? And tablets or computers can definitely help you to stay connected with family and friends, to manage your finances, and even access telehealth services, which if you live in a rural area, telehealth is amazing. Zoom is amazing, and it's both of those things are absolutely worth it. And a lot of insurances are now promoting telehealth. So what types of classes and courses are available for older adults for lifelong learning? So let's take a look at them. One is physical fitness classes. I mean, obviously we all know that staying physically active is crucial for your overall health, and many communities, offer fitness classes specifically designed for seniors. And don't forget about silver sneakers. If you have a facility near you that accepts silver sneakers, you definitely want to use that. But then you also have yoga, which yoga is extremely good for older adults. They have chair yoga. Yoga can be done in any condition that you're in. Obviously, you do certain positions, but the point is it allows you to create some activity, movement, flexibility in your body. There's also water aerobics. I have a great friend who loves her water aerobics. There's dance classes if you have that kind of coordination. And then, of course, strength training, which has come in the last few years, has come out to be one of the very best exercises that anyone can do, especially older adults. You start off with very small weights. You're not going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you do want to incorporate strength training in your daily life. It's an excellent exercise for your overall health. Then there are lifelong learning classes that are specifically provided by local colleges and universities, and they can cover just about everything. There's history, literature, psychology, health and wellness, finance, art, biology, crafts, anything that you would be interested in. A lot of colleges offer classes that you can attend without getting credit for them. You do have to pay for them, but there are some free college courses as well that you can take, and even online. A lot of colleges offer free online courses for lifelong learning for seniors. Now, the idea is that you're in there, you're learning, you're amongst a group of people who hopefully want to be there, and you're being stimulated. Now, having to go to the class is physically stimulating. Being amongst a group of people is emotionally stimulating, and having to learn something new is, of course, forcing you to be adaptable. And it's just a wonderful way to have great conversations with your friends about something other than what's hurting you that day. I know I'm getting to that point. All right, art classes are also, they could be offered in private studios, galleries, but also in local colleges. And art has always been a wonderful activity for cognition. Occupational therapists, that's how they started, with art, crafts and art in military. They were providing this type of therapy to soldiers that were coming back from war who had some form of PTSD or head injury. And that is how occupational therapy started. Of course, it evolved into a lot more than just crafts and art, but a lot of the core training for OT is in using crafts and art to stimulate not only fine motor skills, but definitely cognitive skills, visual perceptual skills as well. So anything from painting and pottery to photography, creative writing. My late husband and I used to take photography classes with the Sierra Club. That was a lot of fun because it was always outdoors, so you're incorporating hiking with photography, and it was just part, with a group of people. We lived in North Carolina at the time, so it was a lot of wonderful hikes around the waterfalls in the western part of North Carolina. Technology classes that I would encourage everyone to take, because these days you need it more than ever, especially in learning how to use smartphones and tablets and your computer. and social media. And the other aspect that I would encourage also is learning about online safety. There's a wonderful movie now available. I think it's on Netflix. It's called Beekeeper. And it's an action movie, but it starts off with the storyline of an older woman being taken by a company who ends up stealing all her money because she just doesn't know any better. And the pop-up came up on her computer that there was something wrong. She called the number, and that is how she got hooked onto that company and lost all her money. So it's definitely out there. That is only one scam that is out there. But having, being taught or learning about online safety, social media, so you can communicate with your grandkids and kids and everybody else, smartphones and tablets and all the things that they do. And unfortunately, we have to change them, it seems, every 3 years. I think they do that on purpose. And then basic computer skills, if you're still using a computer. Most people that I know nowadays that aren't working are more comfortable with a laptop or a tablet. So whatever tool it is that you use, continue taking classes in them because they are constantly changing and updating. Language classes can be fun if you have the skill or desire to learn something new. My sister speaks Spanish and Italian and English, and now, in her retirement, she's studying French. If you are so inclined to try Asian, Mandarin, or any of the other Asian languages, that would be amazing. That would be extremely stimulating because it is such a different language. Japanese, Korean, any of those languages are so very different from English and even Spanish, Italian, and French. But it's extremely stimulating. If you've always wanted to learn a new language, now's the time to start. And you can even use your Alexa device to help you. You can say something like, Alexa, how do you say doorway in Spanish? Or, Alexa, how do you say I'm cooking in Spanish? And that's a great way to get reminded of what the phrases are in that other language. Another fun lifelong learning course that you can take, or courses, is our cooking classes. Now, I have to admit, I don't find that many cooking classes, at least in my area. I'm in the north area of Atlanta, Georgia. But if you have cooking classes near you, it can be a fun activity if you enjoy cooking. If you've been cooking for the last 60 years and you're tired of cooking the same things or hunting for recipes, a cooking class might be fun, especially if it's in something you've never done before, like, Indian food or Italian food or Chinese food or vegan food. A lot of people are going plant-based now, and that would be a great way to learn how to do these dishes. And plus, you're socializing with others, and they're messing up and you're messing up in the kitchen as well. So where do you find these classes and courses? As I mentioned before, local colleges, universities, some community organizations like community centers at parks. I have a park just a mile away from me. They have a beautiful community center. They hold a lot of classes there. Any art galleries also will oftentimes hold classes, and senior centers. Some senior centers will do that as well. And if you happen to be if you happen to enjoy cruising, there are some cruises that I've seen where the entire purpose of the cruise is a lifelong learning type of thing. They have singles cruises, cruises for gay adults, cruises for singles. Did I say singles? I think I did. Cruises for all kinds of things. And if you enjoy that, you can combine a cruise vacation with learning. But look around in your area to see where any of these classes may be held. And I think you would enjoy being one. I took an astrology class years ago. It was very difficult. There's a lot of math and calculations, and I just didn't realize. I thought it would be fun, but I mean, it was fun and it was interesting, but it was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I just took that at a local community college, and it was quite interesting. We all had a lot of fun in that class, trying to figure out all these equations. So another place also is the internet. There are places like Coursera, and I'm going to have all of these in the show notes below. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll have it in the descriptions on YouTube, but Coursera or edX and Udemy, they offer a wide range of courses. Some are free, some are, for pay, but they're usually very low cost. And these are very beneficial if you have mobility issues, if you can't get out for any reason, if you live in a rural area and there just aren't any amenities like these around you. Another place also are libraries. Libraries offer you a lot of classes. Meetup groups often meet at libraries. It's a wonderful place to go, and book clubs go there as well. Those are all the places that you can go, that you can look for. And if you have a particular thing that you enjoy doing, maybe woodworking, maybe, I don't know, bookkeeping, maybe you're a great Italian cook, I don't know. But if you enjoy that, then maybe you want to become a teacher and teach your class. Oftentimes, teachers do a lot of learning. They learn from their students. I know I have students and I learn from them all the time. So think about that. If you find that if you know that you are a pretty good expert at what you can do, you don't have to be amazing or perfect. Nobody's perfect, but it would be a very stimulating task to put together a class and then to conduct it. So if you're feeling inspired to embark on this lifelong journey, here's some tips to help you get started. And I hope you do feel inspired. 1, start with your interests. Choose topics that genuinely excite you. If you're at a place in your life where you feel like nothing excites you, then choose something that might be fun. You don't know. Maybe go bird watching. Maybe try, what is that thing they do in the park with the frisbee? Frisbee golf. You can try that. Or maybe just try regular golf and see how that goes. And I know everybody's doing pickleball these days, so you could try that if you're capable. But whatever it is, try something. You remember, you're just a student. You're not, you can quit at any time, but at least you tried it, you started it. You never know until you try it. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself with, 5 new classes per week. Do 1 class per week. See how it goes. If you don't like it, move on to another class. If you do like it and you find that you still have extra time, then go ahead and add another class or course. And be open-minded. Don't be afraid to try something completely new. For all you know, you may discover a passion for photography that you never knew you had. And connect with others. Use these classes as an opportunity to connect with people, to make friends, especially if you're in a class, if you're an older adult and you're in a class with younger adults, feel free to help the teacher. If you're interested in that topic, if you have experience in that topic, the teacher might welcome your help in teaching the class a particular section, a particular lesson. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's a very important part, especially when it comes to working with the computer, anything computerized. If you're struggling with technology for online classes, ask for help. Ask a family member or friend. If you live in a community where there is a clubhouse, there might be a computer club there. Sign up there and get someone there maybe to come help you with your computer. You never know. So, like I said, there are these online courses that I'm going to go ahead and put down in these show notes or the YouTube description. But I'll repeat them again. It's edX, just the letter X, Coursera, Udemy, Links, Lincs, Allison, Academic Earth, Code Academy, Senior Planet, University Open courses, and of course community centers and libraries also offer a lot of online. And when you're looking for them, again, as I said, start with your interests and start with something small. It's the best way to get in there and to not overwhelm yourself, and it's easier to integrate it into your daily habit when you start off small than it is to try to integrate everything. It's overwhelming. So learning, in my opinion, has no age limit. Whether you're 55 or you're 95, there's always something new to learn and discover. It may take you longer to learn something when you're 95, but you're still in the process of learning. As I said, if you are skilled at something, if you feel you have mastered that, something in your own particular way, feel free to pick up the gauntlet? I'm not sure, but feel free to initiate your own course, a group of lessons, whatever, and you will also get to meet people in your area as well that way. All right, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that this video has inspired you to embark on your own lifelong learning journey. If you found this information useful, please like and subscribe to our podcast, our YouTube channel for more content. We want to give you information to help you live your best life as you continue to grow and grow. Thank you. All right, take care, and we'll see you next time.
That's it for today's episode of the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, helping you and your loved ones stay safe, independent, and informed. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe and share it with others who could benefit. For more expert tips and resources, visit seniorsafetyadvice.com. And remember, staying safe starts with staying informed. Until next time, take care and stay safe.